Hi guys, it's your ever-trending host Tobias Keith, and welcome back to the Caucus Challenge After Show. Tonight was the premiere of the Caucus Challenge. I am here with some of the cast of the Caucus Challenge Royale, so let me introduce you guys. The meathead with not much meat on him, it's JT! This mama bear isn't playing around. It's the gorgeous Kristen! My queen? Sorry. My queen? Sorry. It's my queen Shayna! I swear this man puts aging to shame. It's Mike! And also joining us today from oh so far away, it's Lancy Poo! Kristen baby, we are glad to have you join the Dream Media family.
Thank
This
you.
is your first time on the Caucus Challenge too. How was your experience and was it what you expected?
Even though it was only my first time on the show, I've followed Dre Media for years.
Yeah.
Since we were in high school.
Really?
Yes.
Even watching the first ones?
Yep.
I did not do that. But that's cool.
Yep. It was awesome, despite everything. It was very much awesome. It was exactly what I expected. Except now it was a little different because it's a lot bigger than when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Like now you have people coming from like
Now there's
all over the
actual
world.
cameras.
Yeah, actual cameras. People are coming from all over the world. It's
Yeah.
getting bigger and better. And
Yeah.
I'm just glad to be part of it.
Purr. Lance, I've known you for a bit now. We filmed TLWO together. Nice to see you. You're going back into the game fresh off a championship win on your rookie season. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Honestly, coming into this season of the Caucus Challenge, I was definitely excited. I was definitely pumped. I knew coming in I would have like a target on my back, but I felt that I had a lot of allies or people that I thought I could work with that could get me like further in the game. So I was definitely excited. You know, it was an amazing experience my first time around. And to win my rookie season, you know, only a select few people have that under their belt, you know, me, JT being one of them. And, you know, we know it ain't an easy feat coming back. So I was excited to see the different dynamics and just to see how the different people would play the game this time around.
Wow, that's actually really interesting because watching you on last season, I was surprised. Like you said, not many people get the chance to be a champion on their rookie season. So,
I am a competitor. So, you know, they was gonna get it no matter what my rookie season. And I felt I had a lot to prove that season. So I just wanted to come in, show my strategic mindset, and I came out with the dub.
period. Now, with so many rivals and individuals who wanted redemption and revenge, this season is going to be intense. Let's talk a little bit about the connections and the fallouts. Shayna and Mike, you both have different past challenge experiences, but you guys both are here for redemption. What's on the line this time around?
I just want to win for myself because I feel like the past couple of challenges I've been in, I was partnered up.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like coming back and like redeeming myself to finally win would be like, you know, the best thing for an OG.
Yeah.
So that's what it is for me.
For me, it's the redemption was like my reputation. I definitely have been watching the show for a while. I've been watching the Real Challenge for a while. I love competing, and especially leaving first my rookie season, like I definitely had a lot to prove coming in this one.
Coming back in, like the physical, the mental, and like the social standings, walking into another season with the fact that you've grown with Dre Media.
It definitely, like, I'm not gonna say put me at ease a little bit, because that's definitely not the case, but it was nice having relationships with people. As of last time, I knew no one.
Yeah.
Like, I knew absolutely no one. I've never met anybody in person the last time I came here. This time around, I've met most of the cast and I have relationships with them, so I was kind of hoping that would take me farther in the game.
I just think back then starting challenges, it wasn't taken as serious.
Mm-hmm.
And now that Dream Media is like growing and there's more people involved and it's better in the sense, like even though there's drama, but there's like so many people that we get to meet and so many like people that we like share memories with and like become friends. So I feel like it's growing, but it's also, it's just like a fun social event.
Yeah, because you're still enjoying yourself while also wanting to
Yeah.
clown. Kristen, you're a single mama and day one fan of the show. And if I'm not mistaken, you were supposed to be on multiple seasons. What was it like? I mean, I asked you this earlier. What was it like meeting and playing the game with the OGs you've been watching over the years?
Well, over the years, I've known them. So it wasn't like a first meet. I didn't have like some of the experiences that like some people that came from different places had because I went to school with most of the OGs. But it was awesome to play with them. You know, I've watched them on the show and I'm like, you know, they're good. Like, all right. Like I hyped them up, you know.
Yeah.
So to actually be there and like experience it with them, like it was awesome.
Where do you like rank yourself now that you've experienced it amongst the group of them? Like, would you consider yourself like top tier?
No,
to
I'm
mid
not.
tier,
I'm
or would you
not
say,
top
bitch, I was scraping by?
I was good in some, you know, aspects, and then, you know, you really see my downfalls and other things.
Oh, okay. Work. So, and of course, the most prominent rivalry so far is JT and Lance. I want to know all the details, okay? JT, how did this rivalry become, and why was Lance number 1 on your hit list?
It all started back on TLWL. It was Colorado. This was the first time we had like a mini game. So I was like, well, Lance was talking shit, and I was talking shit. And that's just who we are as competitors. So as soon as we went into the Colorado thing, I forgot who won that. It's been a while. You could remind me, Lance? I don't know who won.
You wound up winning. You won.
Oh, he knew that. He knew that.
But anyway, but then just, you know, we continued that rivalry, and it was just much respect on both parts. And then, you know, Lance ends up winning his rookie year, and then he beats me. You know, so it was just one of the
tit for tat.
Tit for tat, and it just gets better every time.
Lance, baby, you came this season and immediately had a huge target on your back. Were you expecting that?
Yeah, like I'll tap back into like what JT was saying about our rivalry as well. Yeah, it started in Colorado. You know, we're both like, big personalities, big people that want to play. You know, I saw JT in his original season, so I came with that notion of like, okay, Caucus Challenge was on a hiatus at that point, so I was like, oh, he's the most recent champ. Let me show up and show out. I did a couple crazy things in Colorado. We was final 2. He beat me. Then it transitioned over to Dallas. You know, we had, you know, a little bit of there and the axe throwing. I snagged that dub. Then Caucus Challenge, I got the dub, knowing that he was the most recent champion, and he was just so set. Like, I'm going to be the first back-to-back champion. And I'm like, not if Lance is there. And so I made sure that didn't happen. And our rivalry just continued because it's just constant was like he said, tit for tat. But coming in the season, I knew I had a target on my back. When the episode started coming out, people were really upset. AKA, you know, Ava, Beato, JT. When, if you really look back at the episodes of Novice Era, I was loyal to JT way more than his BFF Dre was. I never, ever did anything shade to him. Like, yes, me and Dre had talks about getting him out, but I never acted on that.
So let's switch gears and talk about the first challenge.
You guys are playing Bloody Hell. Played in male and female heats, contestants must race across the field to retrieve a capsule. On that capsule, there will be a math equation. This will be a free-for-all. Players will get physical with each other as only 2 players from each gender will move on to round 2. If the capsule is destroyed, you will have to have the capsule in your hands physically to lock in the answer. Top 2 guys and top 2 girls to lock in their answer will then move on to the second portion of the game, where you will be solving a puzzle. The top 3 overall players will then form the trifecta and be safe from elimination.
Mike, that men's heat was intense. You were in there getting down. We saw you strategizing with Lance before the heat started, and you told him that you would work together. But in the end, you really kind of snuck him. What was that about?
Okay, so I talked with Lance about working with him, I think on TLWL season 7, and then I came to find out that he was trying to put me and JT against each other this season. So I was just playing nice. It was the first like competition. Like I wasn't trying to make any waves, but you know, I found out from 2 different people that I was going in first if he won. So you know, obviously I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, I'm not throwing it to you. I'm not trying to put any target on my back, but at the same time, like if you're trying to put me in, like
No, that's not true, T.
I mean, like then I guess some people are liars, but that's what I was told on 2 separate occasions. So I was kind of just very shocked because, you know, we had that long discussion in the van how I thought you were a great player and I wanted to learn from you because you were coming off a win, and then finding out that you were trying to put me in, like, that was just kind of like a shock to me.
The tea that you found out about, like the conversation me and JT had, was not, you did not even find out that tea by the time first day of the challenge. So obviously your mind was made up about me, about how you wanted to play with me, because you found out about that after the fact.
I didn't. I actually found out about it before the challenge.
And if I was against you, trust me, you would have known it since day one.
I did.
For me, Mike, it's just very confusing. Like your game style, especially in the early portion of the game, it just confused me because you don't have to lie to me. You don't have to. You knew I was prime target number one. So at the end of the day, what was the point of saying one thing and then doing another? At the end of the day, play the game that's in front of you.
Yeah, but you didn't even play. You sat down during the first challenge. You sat down. You didn't even try it. And you're a strong competitor, so if you just barrel rolled people because you had the answer, you would have gotten it, but you stood around the entire time and just talking shit. And I found out about you trying to put me in elimination before the challenge started. So, like, you don't know all the facts.
Because the reason why Lance didn't really try in the challenge because
you thought you were safe.
What was happening in that first 10, 20 seconds, I'm not about to do that. At the end of the day, I knew the answer. At the end of the day, I was confident of my ability, whether if I win the challenge or lose it. I'm not about to sit around and tussle with these dudes along to not even be able to turn in the answer. I did what was smart for my game, where y'all was sitting there playing tackle, jumping on necks, and Clay getting in fights with people for no reason. At the end of the day, I wasn't worried about that aspect of the challenge.
You should have been.
Not really.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's just move on.
You showed yourself at the end of the day. You showed yourself.
Yeah, against you, who I wasn't working with. So I showed who I was working with and who I wasn't.
Cameras showed that you were telling a whole different facade before
the camera showed that I just didn't tell you the truth. One person that I wasn't working with who was coming after me.
No one knew about it but me and Jay. It was a conversation JT had with me about that he would want you in first because of how you play those mini games. And that's how JT judges a lot of stuff.
Well,
because
I knew
that's
that
the
he
reason
said
why
that,
he targeted
but
me,
he's
because
not
I
the one
do
who
good
told
in the
me.
mini games.
Okay.
JT, can you speak on it? Because what are your narratives?
I already know that he did that, but he's not the one who told me.
First of all, I don't remember ever saying I was putting in Mike first. That was never a JT.
Where's Dre?
Time out. Because my target from day one, the first person out was the first person I wanted to get out was you. It was always going to be you. So what's this narrative?
I was your first target, but the narrative that you were running to me was a Mike narrative. Am I right or wrong?
If it was, then you just got played. But it wasn't that way. I was never working with you, Lance. I was never going to work with you.
You saw I wasn't oblivious to the shit. Just exactly like I did. Riled up people who maybe didn't even give a fuck about me at that point. I did what I had to do to try to change the narrative because I saw where you stood. At the end of the day, I might have didn't see where Mike stood because he was still giving me a lot of fluff, but you showed your cards, JT, early on, like super early on.
Yeah, that me and Mike were gonna work together.
So we're gonna put this at a pause. I do like the tension that's happening. We love to see it rearing up. But I do want to continue with the question. In the men's heat, we got a lot of physical contact, and it took them such a long time to get that answer. But the ladies, I don't think we've ever had a challenge where it go as fast as yours did. Kristen, how did you get the answer so fast?
If we got here early, we had an advantage, a 20-second, I think it was, advantage. So I kind of just ran down. I'm really good at math.
Yeah.
I just went straight across, did it in my head, and I ran back. And then as soon as Jerry said to go, I was just going straight to him. I didn't want to double check. Yeah. I just wanted to go straight to him and say my answer, and that was it.
Even after the truce or the agreement that the ladies had, you were like, "Fuck that, I'm going."
Yeah, I didn't need the capsule. As soon as I went down there and saw the problem, it was done. It was a done deal. I just knew that I wanted to get to my target.
Now, speaking of that capsule, Shayna You immediately go for the capsule, breaking the truce you had with all the girls. Where was your head at that point in the game?
Well, number one, I showed up late, so I didn't have the 20-second advantage. Number two, I suck at math, so I need a bit more time than the other girls to be looking at it. And honestly, like, there was a truce, but it wasn't any, like, they acted like I was going to take the capsule and, like, get that shit real quick.
Right.
So it was just, I was really running for just the hell of it.
Yeah.
And so I got tackled, but honestly, it made no sense because at the end of the day, nobody got the equation but two people.
Right.
So was there a need to come crazy at me for getting that capsule?
Probably
No.
not.
No.
Yeah.
But I broke
I
that
would have
shit.
did the same thing.
So the early bonus that the girls got for getting there early, was that courtesy extended to the boys? Do we know?
Yeah.
Are you guys there on
I
time?
believe
Yes,
so.
yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Damn,
The
so
boys
none
were able
of
to
the
go
boys
for
got on time because they were
seconds,
sitting
too.
there stuck.
Yes.
No, it was.
It took us forever to do it.
The thing was, there was only a couple boys that couldn't see it, but we just like. We had to we had to memorize it. Like, that was
I mean,
so hard.
They didn't even teach us
The
10,000
boys'
when I was
equation was
little,
way
so-
harder.
I mean,
Yeah, the boys' equation. But what made it harder was
Way harder.
we had to remember. We ripped it up, so we had to remember.
Exactly. But because if I had the girls, because I saw the girls one, and if I had the same time as like Christian and Janice, for the girls one, it was sewn. But the boys one was a little more complex where you had to do a couple extra steps to get it. Because I knew the answer after I finally memorized it, but it was like, our new thing was, oh, you have to have the capsule in your hand.
Yeah.
Because
And
they ripped the
it
paper.
just,
Yeah.
See, I thought our equation was like the boys.
But the boys was a little more difficult.
So that's why I was like,
Personally.
you know what, I gotta get this capsule. I gotta memorize it.
I don't
But that's
understand why
really bad.
anybody was mad about that though,
Yeah.
because by the time she had grabbed the capsule, I was already
Already,
to Dre, and
right.
Janice was right behind me. And if I was her, I would have did the same thing too. Everybody else had the extra 20 seconds besides
Yeah.
two people, which was her and Deja.
So they all should have got the answer right.
Come on now, it was not, as I give it to the boys, it was not as complex.
Mm-mm.
As like, you had to use like some serious pen dots
Yeah.
with the boys, and they ripped theirs. So
Yeah.
you didn't see the equation.
It ripped in like
It's
10
like
seconds.
the math memes, like.
All right, you guys. Before we go, we're gonna keep the trend going and play a little game. This game is going to be Guess Who. I'm gonna give you a question about one of the cast members, and if you get it right, you get a point, and if you don't, you suck.
Fuck.
So yeah, and winner gets bragging rights. Who doesn't love that? Okay, number one. Which champion is the only person to win 2 championships? Oh. Not yet, baby. Answers out in 3, 2, 1. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's Damaris.
Well, you didn't
Oh,
specify if
fuck.
it was TLWL
Yes.
related.
So, this is the Caucus Challenge after show.
Lance got it. Lance got it.
Number 2. Which player threw up in novice era after a night out with friends? Okay, everybody's ready. 3, 2, 1. Show your answers. We have, I can't see Lance's. That says JT. Everybody's. Oh, you got it. Okay,
I
so
got it wrong. I
Do you
suck.
we have JT in
Wait,
the lead
does
with
me
2 points.
count?
Yes,
I
it
think
does.
me.
Yes,
Should've asked
we
you
have
if
JT
it
in the
was
lead with 2
the same
points.
answer. That same answer.
So why'd you get so fucked up?
So it was right around my birthday. I was celebrating it, and for some reason I just mixed. I was like, oh, I could handle tomorrow. It's not gonna be that bad. And once we get to working, I couldn't handle it anymore. I
Damn.
just threw up.
Yeah,
Watch
It was actually
Seems to be a
really
trend.
bad.
Don't you
like-
think it's so funny that he does all these challenges near our birthdays?
I know, right?
Like the birthday
Like it was like
weekend?
right. Yeah. But yeah.
It's crazy.
Number
I still ate up.
3. Who is known as the original firecracker on the Caucus Challenge?
Oh,
Not Mike trying to copy off shit. No, I saw
I
you
don't
looking at her work.
know. I don't know.
The original?
Yeah, the original firecracker.
Yeah, like I don't know who this.
3, 2, 1. We have
I got this wrong.
I have no clue.
that says Oscar. We have Deja, blank Oscar. Oscar is the right answer. Number 4. Who were the 4 first TLWL alumni to play in the Caucus Challenge?
Damn, I don't know this name. I have a bad memory.
Okay.
If you get 3 out of 4 right, I'll fucking give it to
Oh
you.
my god, hold on now.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Turn answers.
That's right.
We have Lance, Ava, and Janice. Ava, Ruth, Marcy, wrong. Janice, Ruth, Mike, you got one of them right. We have Clay, Darius, Ruth. Girl, no. We have Lance, Ava, Janice. That's 3 out of 4. And then we have Janice, Josh. That says Lance and Ava. That's all
That
4
was
of them.
it. Josh was the last
That's
one.
all 4 of them.
Nice.
Lance gets another point. Number 5, last question. What player cheated in Rival Roulette's cat food eating challenge?
Rival roulette.
Yeah.
Was that our
10.
Oh, hold on.
I don't even know if she was on it. Holy shit. I don't know their names back then.
I really don't know.
Okay, I'll
wait,
give you guys
No,
5
now,
more seconds.
now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Shayna. No, it was Shayna. Why are you a
So
cheater?
long ago.
Why'd
Because
you
I
cheat?
don't eat meat.
even artificial meat that they give cats?
Do you think that's artificial?
Yeah, girl.
No.
This is another
It's
segment.
processed food.
It was
Yeah.
like it was between a bug or like cat food. So as like, you know, the eco-friendly girl I am, I was like,
I
let me
can't do
fake
either.
it, and I could have got away with it
If
if
it
it
were
wasn't for the other
meddling kids,
cameraman
yeah.
getting behind the scenes. So
Damn. Well,
yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna add this to your arsenal of W's, Lance, but you win this trivia round. Thank you guys so much for being here on the season premiere of the Caucus Challenge Royale after show. This was one hell of a premiere, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store. And thank you to all the viewers for your love and support. Let's give it up for the viewers. Yes. Woo!
The viewers.
Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course tune in next Sunday at 8 p.m. for the next episode of the Caucus Challenge Royale. See you then. This has been your ever charming host, Tobias Keith, and we're signing off. Bye.
Bye.